welcome to Business Over Coffee International, our share networking event, which happens to be a very special one today. We're celebrating, I guess, the new book, The Power of Collaboration in Business, and we have all of our collaborating authors here today. And we do use the word collaboration because that's what Business Over Coffee is all about. Connections, collaboration, exposure, and business. We work with those four things. And today we are being brought to you by Patty Cake Bakery. And today she has brought gluten-free brownies. There's not a lot of them over there, and I grabbed change out of my house to make sure I had the many, so there better be one left. So, I'm kidding. Okay, we also is DelmarJohnson.com, Digital Oatmeal, Women Partners, Print, Pinpoint Visibility, and Nashville's Nabo are all sponsors of this event today, and we want to thank them for helping us to bring this about. Our first, and you can keep up with our conversation of what we're doing and be a part of what's going on Twitter at BO Coffee. Hashtag BOCI, hashtag Power of Collaboration. You can also follow on Facebook if you want to put little things in there. And we also want to welcome our virtual audience and our audience who's watching it at a later time, because that's when most of our viewers are, whenever they come in and they watch it after it's been taped. So we want to thank all of you for being here. And we also want to thank Why Woods Harris, who is doing our blogging today. Our first author that we have is Mary Singer, and she is phenomenal. I have been doing various little things with her over the years, and I've seen her in action. She is the founder and CEO of CRG Sustainable Solutions, and that's Commercial Real Estate Group. That's what the CRG stands for.
Well, CRG originally stood for Commercial Realty Group. That's
Realty,
the company I
okay.
started in the 80s.
All right.
And it now stands for Core Resources Gathered, which is all of the ways that large companies measure water and what they're doing around clean air and all of our natural resources.
There you go. That's what she's doing now. She's helping communities and businesses to expand and work with those natural resources and human resources.
Human resources.
So-
Very valuable.
Now, in the book, though, what you focus on, and that's more what we're talking about today, is how we do business, how we've gotten to the point of where we're at. And your chapter is collaboration plus sustainability equals we impact. I like that, the we impact. So how do you get this equation? How does that happen?
Well, the equation came about just because of the work I do around natural resources and also inspiring women and minority companies to look at ways that they can impact. And to do that, we have to really be conscious of living in this world, the environment that's here that we partake of and we use in reference to doing our business together. So that's how the we impact came about. It's not something that we do individually. We must be conscious when we're making decisions in our home environment, in our work environment, what impact that has in regard to our resources, and will we have resources for our children and for the future generations, which is really the definition of sustainability, ensuring that we have resources for this generation and the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. And that takes all of us being very conscious of how we live our lives, what we use, how we use it, and that we do not take more than we need in regard to running our business, running our lives, living our lives.
That's amazing. We just recently went to everything's digital. We don't print out anything anymore. So that's one way.
Every little bit helps, and that's what we try to do to inspire whatever you're doing in living your business and living in your personal environment. Whatever you do, it makes a difference. I just saw an article this week in our paper, and all of the large businesses have been gathering greenhouse gas data. That's the data that they look at as it relates to our air environment. If it's clean, if it's something that we all want as humans on this earth. And this is the first time, because of what large corporations are demanding from their supply chain and their smaller companies to start measuring and making a difference. Well, it's making a difference, and that's what we want, little steps that can make a difference for all of us in our life. It is something that we can all be very proud of.
Okay, taking that a step further, we've got another equation in the chapter.
Oh, I have plenty of equations throughout the chapter.
But the collaboration strategy plus sustainability equals grand social we purpose. And that's where you bring BOCI into the picture.
That is right. I have been so inspired by BOCI and what they've been able to do, and see it really as an opportunity for small businesses to connect and create a voice that's much larger than what we're able to do in our small businesses. And so social media is a way that we can have a larger impact. Plus, it's sustainable. You're not using a lot of natural resources to be able to do business, to get the word out, collaborate, share. It's really a way for small businesses to come together and be very impactful in regard to what they're doing. And we just heard in the introduction how it's created a larger impact than we would be able to have if you just did something on an individual basis, like we were all doing in the 80s and the 90s. I love this new voice and being able to get it out in a larger, impactful way.
Now, through BOCI, have you been able to direct the companies that you advise and work with to go more towards these types of things, the social media platforms?
Well, a lot of the companies that we're working with are already working with large corporations. They are doing business with these large corporations, and they're being asked to do the right thing as it relates to clean air, not using as much water, not being as wasteful, and recycling. So they're coming together in much more of a collaborative way, because ultimately what's happening in that value chain is that it is affecting what these large companies are reporting as their triple bottom line, economic, environmental, and social measurements that Wall Street looks at closely. So they understand the social media aspect and getting that message out. What is so amazing is being able to break that conversation down into smaller components and take that back into vulnerable women, for instance.
Okay.
And making sure that they understand. And BOCI has really been valuable in helping smaller businesses that are just starting out have that voice, spread that message, and be impactful when they're collaborating.
Yeah. Now, you are an executive board member here at Business Over Coffee, but you're also an executive board member on Women Business Enterprise National Council, WeBank.
Yes.
And you talk about them and their collaboration efforts also. So we've got about a minute left.
WeBank is the gold standard for women to be certified, and it's the way large corporations measure their spend with women businesses all over the world. WeBank currently has about 11,000 women, very successful to just beginning and women that have just been certified. And it truly is a way for large corporations to collaborate, mentor, help these businesses understand the importance of being certified and being held accountable for things that matter. And the great thing about WeBank is these women are willing to take these messages back into the community and collaborate with the smaller business owners, collaborate with their communities, and bring this value proposition that we can impact in a stronger way by doing good things. It is a great message to see carry forward.
Okay, thank you so much,
Thank you
Mary.
very
Now,
much for,
how can people get in touch with you through your company?
You can contact me at msinger, crgss.com. And thank you so much for this opportunity today.
Thank you
And-
so much. And I do wanna say that she has a list, a self-assessment test in the book, and that alone is worth the book, to go ahead and get this. Yes,
There may be some questions in the room for
any
Mary.
questions? Do you have questions to ask Mary on any of these important issues? And you've got a wealth of information here. Deborah?
I love your idea of sustainability and what you're doing to help companies. Are you mentoring them individually as to the steps that they have to do to become more conscious environmentally? Or are you just rewarding them for being conscious environmentally?
It depends on where they are with everything, but one of our messages is to take back the conversation and make sure the smaller businesses understand. So I'm collaborating with women's foundations, and we are collaborating with large corporations' foundations like Walmart, Kellogg's, Cargill, their foundations to create training for the vulnerable women. But it's not something I'm doing personally. I'm setting up the vision,
Wonderful.
and then I'm making sure that it's carried down into really the grassroots level where we so need to have this conversation brought to a broader
My
audience.
deepest congratulations. It's a marvelous effort that you're engaged in.
Thank you very much.
So, there we go. Mary
Thank you
Singer.
very
Thank you so
much.
much, Mary,
Thank
for
you,
being
thank
here
you.
and having this recipe talk. And like I said, she's got a wonderful chapter in here. You have to get the book, The Power of Collaboration in Business.
Thank you.